Hey everyone, hope you are enjoying our previous classes. So today we are going to learn about the key technology and concept of Gen AI, like generative adversarial network, its training process and its application. So let's start our today's class.
Okay, so last time we discussed about the generative AI, what is the definition of generative AI, and today we are going to discuss about the concept in generative AI. So what exactly the logic behind the generative AI, what exactly we are doing behind the screen that we are getting the data, what we are expecting. Okay, so to go there, we need to understand the exact what is generative AI. So, as we discussed in our previous session, that generative AI is referred to a class of artificial intelligence. That means it is a subset of artificial intelligence that can generate new content. So, as it is generating new content, that's how it is known as generative AI. What type of content it generates? It generates text, image, audio, and video as well, codes as well. So those stuffs it can generate. That is similar to the data they are trained on. Now this trained on is very important. That means we are inserting the knowledge into the system, and based on that system, based on the training, they can generate the new content. These models learn patterns and structures from large data sets. Again, this is another point that it is learning from large data set. It has a large data set. From there, it is generating the content and can then produce original output that resemble the training data. So it is very similar that if we teach a student and then we ask to give the answers based on the what are the training given to him or her, so she art their own imagination, refer multiple books, and prepare a essay which is new in content but very similar whatever the training sets are there. So very similar to that, it is uh, generative AI behaves. So major things, it creates new content based on the trend on large data sets. So these three words you can recollect, and based on that, the concepts are developed. So generative AI refers to a subset of artificial intelligence that focus on generating new content that is similar to the data on which it was trained, unlike traditional AI, which is typical designed to classify or predict based on the existing data. So generative AI models can create uh, new data or novel data output. These output can include text, image, music, code, and data formats. So that is the conclusion. Now let's understand what is the basic difference between AI, ML, and Gen AI. So we already discussed last time the AI is a bigger shift, but if we go through these three concepts, two stuff. What is the intention or purpose? And second is how it interact with the data. Now the AI, where mostly it is developed computer system that can perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. So that is AI. So robotic hand is a example of a AI. Then traditional machine learning make the prediction or decision based on the given data. Now, if we put a robot, okay, that is, and we put some information, some logic inside the robot, and we ask that robot to uh, uh, to jump or to cross a steps, okay, which is very complex for a robot, then it has to follow some algorithms or logics to predict, okay, step one, then step two is either up or down, how to go. So those steps we put. But let's consider these steps are very uneven and some steps are quite okay. They have, uh, let it be 1 meter of height. or 1 foot of height, but other steps are less than a foot. Other step is very plain. So in that case, the robot needs to learn that which one is a step, which one is a plane. So generative AI will be come into picture. So that means based on its data, based on its training, it has to take the decision. And if we understand those three things, then how it interacts with the data. In case of a AI, the models use various techniques, strategies designed mimic human intelligence. The point is mimic human intelligence, but it is not producing anything new. Whereas in traditional AI, the models learn from data to make prediction. So first one is mimicking like hand movement. Robot hand also moves, very similar to human hands. But whereas when we put the prediction analysis, we can understand based on that how it will move in a steps, in stairs. So it can predict that next stairs will come within this height. So that is a prediction analysis. It linked to the decision making when there is uneven steps or places are there. So that's how the generative AI come into picture. But when we say generative AI, actually the concepts are divided into four different ideas, or you can say networks. So like we understand last time that in different type of AI or machine learning, we have different type of concepts. Similarly, we put them into different segments. Okay. So the whole concept of generative AI divided into four parts. First one is generative adversarial network, which we call the GANs. Okay. So GANs mostly consist of two neural networks. So in deep learning, we have neural networks. So GANs mostly use two neural networks. So one of them is generator and other was discriminator. So the generator actually creates the new data, and the discriminator evaluates the data, and the goal is generate or produce a data which is not similar to your real data, but it is the qualitative, it is very similar. Now, if it will generate any data which is same as that of your input data, in that case, the discriminator improve the ability and it differentiate between the real and fake. We'll go in details how it works, how the structures are there. We'll go each segment in detail. Then next come into picture for generative AI is variational autoencoder. So in VAE, type of encoder. So probably who all are from electronics background, they know there are encoder and decoder concepts. So in encoder, what we do, we take the data, we put them into a particular coding format, or you can machine learning format. So the variance autoencoder do that automatically. It's auto encodes use the generative new data, and they work by encoding input data into a uh, latent space. Now, what is latent space? In there are mathematical equations through that the space is okay, the latent space created, and after that it will decode and create the new data. So that is how the VAEs are into picture. They are mostly use the probabilistic mapping. So you can say all these probabilistic equations and algorithms are used there, and it though through that algorithms it allow for generating new data. So if in case of a, I'll give one example of like your you have mobile phone and there are noise destroyers. So what they do, they understand what is human voice, what is non-human voice, and they stop those noises. Transformer models. Transformer models mostly used for this LLM, large language models, generative pre-trained transformers are particularly successful generating text. So they use attention mechanism to weight the importance of the different words in sentence. So they are using the NLP concept, enabling the generation and coherent and co-textual relevant text. Okay. So if you ask to GPT to generative pre-trained transformers, any question, it will divide it into a small chunks. Okay. And then it will understand what exactly somebody is asking, and based on that question, it will generate the answers. Draw that is transformer model. Then diffusion model. This model generates data by iteratively denoising a sample from a simple distribution. So mostly it work on the music generation and noise destruction and getting the actual data out of disturbance. So, and sometimes what it do, it collect multiple musics, like, auto tunes are there. It collect multiple tunes and it map to the targeted tune. Like, let's consider somebody is acting as a hero in the movie. He has a different voice, and the singer who is singing for that guy, he has different voice. The diffusion model can bring both the voices and merge them and generate a tune or voice segment or length which will be matched to the person who is acting. So those diffusion models are there. It always uses multiple distribution models to generate the data. So now these are the basic four concepts used in generative AI. So GAN, VAE, TM and DM, transformer model and diffusion model. But what is the logic behind all these models? Now, the concept behind these are six simple concepts. First is learning, because as we understand the definition of generative AI, it is trained on. So trained on means it's has to learn something. So what it learn? It's learn algorithms, the rules, the data conversion techniques, the actionable information. Actionable information means somebody is asking. So they need to understand what they are asking. Then it learn all the logics of machine learning. A subset involves in training of the algorithm as well. So then all these information, once they learn, it learn the task to experience. Okay. So learning is major part with that reasoning, because all this prediction is happening. Now reasoning is necessary because our human brain also behave based on the reasonings. Okay. Then comes the perception. The perception means it has to interpret the different uh, sensory. Like if you are talking, right? And a simple person, like you are talking with your friend. It's a very simple example, but it needs many, many elements. Okay. Like if there is no air in between you and your friend, can you talk? Answer is no. If you talk and your vocal cord is not able to generate the wave, will it arrive to the destination? Answer is no. If you talk, but the front person is not able to understand what you talk, let it be your friend is from Tamil Nadu and he understands only Tamil, but you speak in Hindi. Is it possible? Answer is no. So now that sensory inputs, which need to be understood by the destination, that need to be percepted. Okay, and this interpret happen through perception, mostly like visual image, sound, text, technologies, computer vision, natural language processing, all these fall under this category. Okay. Then natural language processing, obviously, when we are asking a model, a generative AI model, anything, it has to give us the answer. Now, when we are asking something, that need to be divided into small chunks, that need to be analyzed, that need to be understood. And all these things coming under NLP, natural language processing. Finally, robotics and self-correction. Now, robotics, when we are adding the physical stuff to these logics, okay, of automations and generating some products, which is useful in different way, like assembling product, delivering goods, or assisting our surgeries. We call that robotics. So you understand all the algorithm, you understand all the data set, then you created one physical stuff, let it be a drone, a delivery drone. Now, then you put all these GPS concept to the drone, and that drone is able to take a weight of, let it be 5 kilo, and it will understand what is the destination. It go there, put drop the box there, and come back. So that is called up robotics. So that's how the process is progress, and we tick all the 6 boxes each time when we proceed for any generative AI. So first one is GAN, Generative Adversarial Network, GANs. So GANs has basic, you can see this diagram. It has a generator and a discriminator. Both are based on your neural network. You know the neural network. So there will be input, multiple biases are there, and finally you'll get the output. So here there is example of a person. Probably you may play this game in social media platforms. They ask to convert into an avatar or a person, and you have to give some random inputs like your pictures. Okay, that is your input. So GAN mostly have consist of, if you consider the structure, it consists of 2 neural networks. So you can see there is a neural network here, there is another neural network here. And those neural networks are known as generator and discriminator. And after that, we put the training data. So as I mentioned, each time when we create any model, it has to have 3 segments. Okay. First one, input data, which is your training data, then your model, which includes your all these algorithms, and finally your output. Now, here when we do process, the process has 2 parts, generator and discriminator. We put all the data. So how it function? The generator creates a new data instance, and the discriminator evaluate them. The goal is for the generator to produce a data that is indistinguishable from the real data, while the discriminator becomes better or distinguishable real or fake. Now, you put your data, which is considered as like a noise or something, your photo, and you choose that you should look like a hero. Okay. Now there are multiple data here, which are sample data. By that, those all are real. But from these data, they merge everything. Okay, each size they merge and they generate something which is not real. Okay, and then it is showing that it is unique in nature, and it shows, look, you will be looking like this if you will be a hero, or you are from France, or you are from UK. So you are Indian, but you put your functions to generate a picture which would be looking from for a French guy. So all these sample pictures is from French. They pick up and they add on your face, and they create a picture which you will be see and happy. But now it should check whether it is picking the real picture or the picture which is fake. Okay. So that discrimination need to be done. Okay. That's how it generate a picture which is unique in nature and totally. Now these models not only used in generation of picture, it used in multiple segments. Okay. So if we understand what is the basic diagram behind this, you can see that the generator generator G and discriminator D, and we are giving the input as the noise, and it pick through the generator from the data set. It pick all these data, sample data, and it's generate the output. So that is the basic understanding. Okay. But when it produce the output, you can see it will be mimic the real data. Now, mimicking the real data distribution, before that, we understand the data distribution, how the data distribution happen. Is it using some algorithm? Yes, it is using some algorithm from the machine learning. That's how it is mimicking. Okay. So how it trained itself? It trained itself in both the ways. It first trained to the discriminator, then it trained to the generator. Okay. Please understand these things because probably from tomorrow onwards, we'll push, not tomorrow, from next class onwards, we need to use Python concept and generate some code. Okay. That part will be more interesting because we are slowly moving towards the development of generative products. Okay. Now, um, when we trained the models, we need to give them some data sets. Now, these data sets need to be very vary between the real and fake data. Okay, so we have to give some real data, we have to give some fake data. Then the discriminator understand this is the real data, this is the fake data. And in that way, they develop the algorithm and they can mix the real and fake to create a unique data. The discriminator aims to maximize its accuracy using the classification logics or classified real and fake. And whereas the uh, generator, the, the generator will use all these uh, all these algorithms to produce and can fool the discriminator. So the discriminator checking which is real and fake. The generator is producing fake and real both and giving to the discriminator check and say which one is real, which one is fake. And based on that, they are finally generate a data based on these feedbacks and give us the result. And finally, they understand which is real, which is fake. So the, the logic behind these are used are called the uh, probability correction classifying models. Okay. So you can see here the discriminator object is maximize the probability of correctly classifying real and fake. So this classification algorithm is used. If somebody is good in math, they can understand. Okay. And the generator objective is minimize the probability of discriminator. So they use another logic to identify the fake data. Now, generative adversarial network or GAN represents a powerful and innovative approach to generative models. What is the innovative model here? The data set. They give lot many data set, actual data set, which they say are the training model. So mostly these applications are used in image generation, like creating realistic image for application in art, fashion, and entertainment. Okay. So these days, most of the movies using the background as through this image processing, like these are very popular in Hollywood. Slowly it is getting popular in Bollywood as well. So the actors is acting very less, and after that, this image get generated based on the conditions. Okay, so like if you ever watch any research videos, how these characters created in Avatar. Have you watched Avatar movie, right? So there is a Hollywood movie called Avatar. So all these characters in that Avatar movie, they are created through GANs. Okay. And how they created, because there are real persons. Behind those real persons, they are giving the inputs the system learned that and they created those characters and based on that they have created the whole movie. Now that's how this image generation process happening. Image to image translation also happening. As I gave the example, you give your photo, the system learn from there and it will create a new photo. Data augmentation is another way where we need to find exact data and improve that data based on machine learning models. Super resolutions, like if your picture is not taken correctly, like some people take the picture which is not very clean or clear. So now the scan processes remove all these noise and keep creating good picture. Okay, so somebody wants to become bit brownish, they can put the brownish color. What are the challenges for GAN models? The first one is training the stability. GANs can be difficult to train because we need huge amount of data set. And what exactly data you are looking in the output, based on that you need those sample data, right? So that is one of the major target or uh, problem for a training stability. Mode collapse. The generator may produce limited variety of output because the generator actually based on the training data. If the training data set is limited, it will create limited set of data. Falling in the capture the diversity of the real data distribution. Okay. Then evaluation, measuring the quality and diversity of generated data can be challenging and often require a subjective assessment of specialized metrics. Like if you give some inputs which are not realistic in nature, but the system get generated. I'll give one example. Like if you put, let's consider somebody is from Europe, and you put that, okay, that person is from Europe and he should look like a bit duxy, and he has to be have different type of like jata kind of hair. So those kind of things you put, which is not realistic, but the system will generate those kind of stuff. So now evaluation is a major challenge in GAN, and because of that, people are doing anything, and because of that, lot many fake things get generated. Okay, so those three challenges are still there for GAN, but apart from GAN model, it it gives lot many contribution to produce many data. So if you understand what are the products based on these models, most of them are related to the image and video synthesis, and the product name is deep art. Deep art and Prism are the product which are mostly used for artwork and photos. Okay. Then Face app. Face app is very popular. Anybody take their photos, creating the photo like a happy photo, or understand what would be the age, or they put the app in their mobiles and take the pic and reduce or improve the age of the face, and that is happening through GAN. Then it also used in super resolutions, okay? And the popular names are DSL, DLSS, which is NVIDIA's DSL, where they can upscale the lower resolution image to higher resolution image, and real time improving the visual quality of video games. Okay. So this DLSS is used in your DSLR cameras. They put a logic that if the resolution is bad, it can improve the resolution. Even if at night, it improve the your picture quality. Okay, so those concepts are there. Then your art and content creation, Art Brader, Dell E, these are the products. Okay, you can search the products. What are the products linked to this? Fashion and designing, you have the products like GAN-based uh, fashion designing products. Then virtual eye on system, it is another product which is mostly used in shopping. Okay. And people will experience like a real shopping house or room where they will go and do the shopping. Healthcare segment, it creates the medical imaging process, which is these days are very popular, mostly in NRI scans. So MRI previously it was not able to generate the actual uh, areas picture medical pictures. Now it is exactly generating the pictures by using the GANs, because it is taking multiple pictures of that local area, and based on that, whatever the health problem on that local area, it is generating the scan report. So mostly, if somebody's bone is fractured, even if a small crack is there, it is able to generate that. And drug discovery, obviously, drug discovery is one of the part of GAN, which is because of that it is so popular. It understands all the structures, and it also give that input to create new structures, drug structures, and which will reduce lot much research time. In deep fake technology, okay, these elections, there are many people, they mention that they are using deep fake technologies. So through that, they can generate highly realistic videos of any person. Okay, so you can see these days, like somebody is speaking who is not existing right now, like Rajiv Gandhi or somebody who is not existing, still they are speaking in favor of Congress or any party. So how this happening? Deepfake. Okay. Virtual actors and characters, as I mentioned in the movies of Avatar or some Hollywood movies, they are using this data argument and synthesization in training the AI models. Even AI models need a trainer. So for them also, this is used. Privacy preservation, like data generation. So lot many securities, network security and data security issues are there, which is get uh, stopped by this GAN model, because it understands who is the real person, who is the fake person. So mostly the banking segment, they use this model.
So hope you enjoyed our today's session. If you like our video, then do like, share and subscribe our channel.